January 2024, on a Saturday evening in Patiala, Punjab, the Bhakra Canal was overflowing with fast-moving water. A family called the police in panic and said, "My daughter and her baby have fallen into the canal. Please come quickly." Police and rescue teams rushed to the scene. A man, drenched in water, was crying and told officers, "My wife and my son accidentally fell into the canal. I jumped in and searched for them, but I couldn't find them." Police knew that many similar accidents had happened there before, and anyone who fell into the canal had very little chance of surviving. Rescue teams searched throughout the day but found nothing. 2 days later, the woman's body was discovered nearly 30 kilometers away, and a few days later, the baby's body was also found. The case was closed as an accident. But 1 year later, the investigation took a shocking turn after new secrets came to light. What was the twist, and what really happened? Let's find out in this episode of After Dark Crimes. Kurpreet was a 30-year-old woman from Punjab. She was the beloved daughter of her family and had completed her education with good grades. Later, her family arranged her marriage with Shaukin Singh, a man from Haryana. After the wedding, Kurpreet moved to her husband's home, and the couple lived a happy life together. They were blessed with a daughter first and later a baby boy. The little boy would only sleep if his mother carried him, and Kurpreet's entire world revolved around her 2 children. On January 15, 2024, the family planned to visit Kurpreet's parents' house. Kurpreet, her husband, their daughter, and their baby son were all traveling together by car. As they reached the Bhakra Canal, Kurpreet decided to perform a small ritual. Holding her baby, she got out of the car to offer a coconut into the canal as part of the ritual, while her husband and daughter remained inside the car. According to her husband, Kurpreet suddenly slipped and accidentally fell into the canal with the baby. He immediately informed Kurpreet's family, and her father called the police. What happened next was exactly as you heard in the introduction. The autopsy report confirmed that both Kurpreet and her baby died after falling into the canal. There was no evidence against her husband, and police found nothing suspicious, so the case was closed. Shaukin continued living with his daughter, while Kurpreet's family was heartbroken after losing both their daughter and their grandchild. 10 months later, on October 29, 2024, a woman named Kurpreet came to India from England. She was originally from Patiala but had settled in London with her child. She arrived in India secretly without informing her family. On November 11, 2024, a registered marriage took place, and the groom was none other than Kurpreet's husband, Shaukin Singh. It had been only 10 months since his wife and baby died, yet he had secretly remarried. When Kurpreet's family found out, they were shocked. Kurpreet's father began to wonder if it had really been an accident or if Shaukin had murdered his wife and son to marry Kurpreet. On January 9, 2025, he filed a police complaint, saying, "My son-in-law killed my daughter and grandson. This was murder." At first, police felt that a second marriage alone was not enough to prove murder. They started investigating Kurpreet and discovered that although she was from India, she had been living in London with her son. They also found that Shaukin and Kurpreet had known each other since their school days and had been in a relationship. Due to family pressure, they could not marry, so Kurpreet married someone else and moved to London, while Shaukin married Kurpreet. Even after their marriages, they stayed in regular contact through calls and messages. Police believe Kurpreet returned to India to marry Shaukin, and that Kurpreet had become an obstacle to their plans. Investigators suspected that the two of them had planned the murder, but they needed solid evidence. When police tried to find them, both Shakeen and Kirandeep had disappeared. According to the CIT, both were the main suspects, but they were still missing. If they were innocent, why did they disappear? Sadly, Kurpreet and her baby had lost their lives.